Hey, what's up, everyone? This is C Good. Thank you for joining in because I want to share with you my best albums of the 2020s so far. Hey, so we're halfway through the decade of 2020s, so I just want to share with you a handful of albums that I've really enjoyed for this past 5 years. I'm going to go over some albums in 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's already 5 years. And I'm not going to include any albums in 2025 because I don't want to give it away for my end of the year list. But these albums are in no order. I'm not ranking them. I'm just mentioning and shouting out the bands and albums that I have really connected with. And if you have any albums that you want to share that you have enjoyed for the past 5 years, please let me know because I definitely don't want to miss out on good music. Alright, so I'm going to kick it off with some of the vinyls that I owned. And the first band I want to recognize is from Los Angeles, California, and that is Touché, Amore with their 2020 album, Lament. If you know me, you know that I love Touché Amore. I think they're one of the best post-hardcore active current bands that is out right now. And this album is it's beautiful. I mean, it's not their heaviest or their slowest. And it's after their Stage 4 album. And I was waiting for this album for a very long time. It definitely grew on me throughout the years. It still was my number one for 2020. Definitely had more gazy guitar effects, a little bit of post-punk, and there's some epic tracks in here that I just fucking love. And if you have not heard this album, check it out because you're missing out. Next band that I want to mention is from San Francisco, California, and that is Wander with their 2022 album, Home. So if you know me, you know that I love post-rock. I think it's fucking beautiful. I think this band doesn't get as much praise as they should. I think they're the next big thing. They're definitely up there on my top tier list for post-rock bands. And I've been listening to this band since 2017. And if you like math rock, post-rock, shoegaze, then this is for you. And I love everything about this band. They're intense, they're beautiful, they're melodic, and their tone sounds very good. If you like Explosion Sky, just a little bit faster, more of a punky math rock edge, and you're going to fucking love this album. But if you have not heard it, check it out. Alright, so I got a band that I want to mention, and they have two albums that I'm going to recognize, and that is Glassing from Austin, Texas. And the first one is On the Other Side of the Mirror. This was their 2024 album. I believe this came out in third place for 2024. And they're known for kind of like post-metal, post-hardcore. And this album, they integrated more of the black gaze, black metal sound to it. And they always have a guitar tone that sounds a little bit like sludgy and doom. But this is a badass album. It's kick-ass. It definitely sounds different compared to all those other post-black metal bands. And that was their 2024 album. Right here, I have their 2021 album, which is Twin Dreams. This came in number 2 for the year 2021. And this album was fucking good. Beyond cathartic. I remember I was running a marathon and I listened to this album relentlessly, and I feel like it's more on the like stoner doom or sludgy with post metal. It was fucking raw, sound barbaric, and that's what I loved about it. And it's very abrasive at times, and it can be very slow and doomy and like have these ambient sounds that kind of just make you like want to relax. But this is another fucking killer album. My number 2 for 2021, and if you have not checked out Glassing, check them out because their discography is pretty killer. Next band I want to mention is from Chicago, Illinois, and that is Russian Circles with their 2022 album, Gnosis. Now, this is a badass post-rock, post-metal album. it's more of their heavier albums. I feel like there's a lot of like sludginess to it because you hear like a lot of Mastodon sounds or Bone Ripper, but it's fucking badass. It has like these black metal atmospheres, cool blast beats. The guitar tones always fill up the room at a perfect time, and I love the last track, and it's more like a post-rock track that sounds like Mogwai or This Would Destroy You. But this album is fucking killer. Like, it just makes you want to fucking kick ass. And if you have not heard this Russian Circles album, check it out because it's badass. Okay, next band I want to mention, they're from the East Coast. I forgot. I think they're from Boston, Massachusetts, and that is Fiddlehead with their 2021 album, Between the Richness. Now, this was my #1 album of 2021. When I first heard this album, I didn't think I was going to like it because I thought it was like some old school 90s post-hardcore sound, which I'm not too familiarized with because I like Old Thursday and I got hooked on that. But listening to this album and how it grew on me was just like unbelievable. When I got into it, I knew that this was going to be my album of the year. It just speaks to me. It fulfills my needs. I just love how he talks about his life growing up, being as the youth, and watching his youngest one, his child, grow and trying to figure out what he's going to be when he grows up. But it's just all about love and just all about the life's experience. And if you love post-hardcore bands like Mineral, a little bit of like, I guess Touché more a little bit, or it can sound a little bit like Title Fight in a way. But this is a kick-ass album. I mean, I love everything about it. It's hard for me to explain. But if you have not heard this album, check it out. All right, last vinyl I want to mention is another band from Austin, Texas, and that is Explosions in the Sky with their 2023 album, End. So you already know me that I love Explosions in the Sky. I already talked about them so many times in my channel, and this is like their comeback album because they had a kind of like a little bit disappointing album in 2016, which was The Wilderness, but this one brought back that West Texas post-rock vibes, and this is Explosion in the Sky, and they came back telling us that, hey, we still got it, we're still here, and we're going to continue. They're still touring, and everything was just great about it in a post-rock way, like the build-up, they're very talented in the instruments that they play. I feel like there's sometimes it sounds like from as I watch you from afar, they get very technical over the instruments, and then they just have like these very awesome cinematic endings that just sound fucking glorious. And this was my #4 in 2023, but it was a good album. I fucking love it. This band is awesome to see live, so be sure to check them out. And if you have not heard this album, go ahead and check it out yourself because it's pretty cool. Alright, so I have some other bands that I want to mention I don't have on vinyl, but these are my favorite albums of the 2020s. And one band that's from France is called El Ux with their 2023 album, Become Your Star. Alright, I'm going to already admit this. This is my #1 album for the 2020s. No other album has topped it. I think it's fucking stellar. It's badass. It's not well produced, but it's very raw in a cool way. Very DIY. You have the post-black metal, the shoegaze, a little bit of alternative rock, post-hardcore, screamo, emo. It just like, it's awesome. The instrumentation is what pulls me in too. Some of these tracks are very long. First track is maybe around 4 minutes, and then the next 4 tracks could be between 10 to 12 minutes. And then I think their post-hardcore tracks at the very end just fucking make it like awesome. Like, it just makes you want to like celebrate. It makes you feel good about life. And you just have to check it out. Like I said, it sounds very raw in a DIY way. But if you like the whole black gaze or post-hardcore, check this album out because you won't be disappointed. Next band I want to mention is called Dogleg with their 2020 album, Melee. Alright, so this band is on hiatus right now, and I wish they were making more music, but this is like a fourth wave of emo, post-hardcore. If you like bands that sound like Through Being Cool, which is Saves the Day, Texas is the Reason, and Old School Jimmy World, then you're gonna fucking love this album. And I feel like there's a lot of guitar hooks that sound like old school at the drive-in. I mean, I'm talking about In Casino Out, and it's just a kick-ass post-hardcore album. Like, all the riffs are amazing. It gives me the bone chills. It's very fast. It's like go go boom boom. Makes you want to celebrate in the fucking mosh pit. You can just imagine the whole room getting turned off by people body surfing or whatsoever. But it's an epic album, and if you love the whole like punk post-hardcore emo, then you're gonna love this album. So check it out. Next band I want to mention is from the UK, and that is Svalbard with their 2023 album, The Weight of the Mask. This is a fucking badass, epic, post-metal, post-metalcore, black gaze album. More the black gaze. I think a lot of people recognize this band as a black gaze band. And the sad part about Svalbard is they're going to call it quits for next year. And this is their fucking last album. And it's just a fucking, like, overwhelming, heart-wrenching album. Like, the lyrics are very, like, emotional. They're intense. The instrumentation has a lot of great blast beats. It reminds you of like black gaze, black metal, post metal, and at times it can be very like delayed in a shoegazy way. A lot of gaze guitar hooks, very sustained, and the sound quality of it is just very heavy and dreamy, which is pretty badass. And this is one of my favorite albums of 2023. It came out number 2, and if you have not checked out this album, please check it out because you're missing out. Next band I want to mention is from Germany, and that is Afsky with their 2023 album, Hundrede Ar. I feel like I'm still new to the black metal scene, the movement of it, and this is one of my favorite black metal albums of the 2020 so far. I love the whole texture. It's very atmosphere. At times it can sound very black gaze. The lead vocals sounds very intense, raspy. I love that growling vocals, and it just sounds fucking killer of that black metal feel to it. And I just love how all the guitar hooks sound fucking amazing with those tremolos and the blast beats always fucking coming at a perfect time. And it's just a fucking amazing black metal album. And if you have not heard this album, check it out because you're missing out. Next band I want to mention is from San Francisco, California, and that is Jeromes Dream with their 2023 album, The Gray in Between. Alright, so this is like fucking Screamo album of the year for me. I think I had this in number 5 in 2023, but I think this should have been number 3 for me because the more I listen to it, it's badass. It's fucking killer. It pumps you up. It's very heavy, not as fast as other Screamo albums, but it fucking gets to the point. It makes you want to like crush things. And it's not a long album. I think it's like 20 minutes long, but that's a whole great thing about the Screamo movement because a lot of these albums are not long and some of these tracks are like a minute long, but it's badass. I love everything about it. The drumming sounds very barbaric. It has a nice pop to it. The guitar is very like chaotic, distorted, and the screaming to it is just amazing. It sounds like a killer Screamo band. But it's hard for me to explain why this is a fucking good Screamo album. But if you have not heard this album, go ahead and experience it yourself because it's one for the books. Next band I want to mention, I believe they're somewhere from Chicago, Illinois, and that is Sadness with their 2024 album, I Want to Make Something as Beautiful as You. Now, this is like a post-rock, shoegaze, post-hardcore emo album, and this band is known for black gaze, but everything is just fucking like beautiful about this album. I mean, the build-up is just fucking fantastic. It's amazing. A lot of the blast beats in a shoegaze way sounds epic. You never hear blast beats in a shoegaze band. And I guess it sounds a little bit black gaze because you hear a lot of like guitar tremolos. It sounds aggressive, like in the black metal way. And this album, suppose it's an EP, but it's like 44 minutes long, so we're calling it a fucking full-length album. And this was my number one album for 2024. It's fucking beautiful. I think it's amazing. The last track, I think it's called like underscore something. It's beyond fucking amazing. I've never heard anything like that. And if you have not heard his album, check it out because it's like phenomenal. All right, last band that I want to mention is a band from Virginia, and that is Infinite Islands with their 2024 album, Obsidian, Wreath. Now, this is up there in one of my Screamo albums of the half decade because I feel like no one is creating this type of Screamo scrams integrated with black gaze and post rock, and it's fucking aggressive. It's super badass. It's super chaotic. And if you enjoy bands that sound similar to the number 12 Looks Like You, This Will Destroy You, Satia, or Straka, then you gotta check this album out because it's a very unique band. They have definitely evolved from a typical black gaze shoegaze band to like a screamo post-hardcore, now to this that sounds awesome with black gaze, with scram screamo, and it's just killer album. This was my number one screamo album of the year, which came out number 2 for the year 2024, and it's just a badass album. Everything's great about it. So if you have not heard this album, check it out because it's killer. Alright, well, that's it for me. Those were the albums I have been enjoying for the 2020s. And I guess in the next 5 years, I'll have a video about my 10 best albums of the 2020s. I know that was like 13 albums, but fuck it. Those are the albums that I really enjoy right now. And I'll narrow down the list at the end of like, 2029. But yeah, let me know what your favorite albums were. I definitely want to know what you've been listening to so I don't miss out on good music. But I'm not too sure when I'm going to make a video the next time. But take care, be safe, and peace.